Can you have it all in your life? What would your life look like if you could have everything you wanted? Every single thing. It probably wouldn't look pretty. We've all seen the spoiled kid who gets everything he wants or she wants. It's not a pretty sight. You see, as men, we have to choose what we want because we can't have it all. Now, the truth is, choosing is good for us as men. It really is. It makes us better. We're going to find out how today. One time I was driving with my cousins on a family trip and they dared me to eat a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. Now, if these were Krispy Kremes that were hot and fresh, no problem. These weren't. These had been in a convenience store for about 3, 4, 10 days. They weren't soft, they weren't fresh, they weren't that amazing. But I was challenged. Plus, I love to eat. And so what I did was I started eating them. And through the whole trip, I ate a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. The thing is, it didn't go well for me. It's not good to eat a dozen donuts. It's just not. It wasn't a good thing. But you know, I tried to do it. Why? Because I wanted to have it all. Sometimes as men, we try to have it all, don't we? We try to get everything we can because we think it'll satisfy us. But oftentimes we don't choose. We just want it all. But choosing develops us as men. It's the choice that changes us. You see, if we never choose, we never grow. Because choice makes us prioritize, choice gives us feedback, and choice focuses our thoughts. All right, the first thing we want to talk about is how choice makes us prioritize. You see, when you have choices in your life, you've got to pick. You've got no option. And that's what we do with everything. We choose what we do with our money, what we do with our time, what we do with our relationships, who we're in a relationship with and who we're not. You see, we have to prioritize, and that's important for us. It's important for us as men because we pick what's the priority, what is most important, and that forces us to go in a specific direction. You can't just have it all. You can't just wander around in your life and try to get everything as a man. And what this does is it matures you as a man. When you choose, you grow from that choice because it's important for you to see what's a good choice and what's a bad choice. And it helps us grow up as men. You know, you've always seen the guy who's chasing all the women he can. He's trying to be with every woman he can. And the problem is those guys usually never grow up. They never pick that one woman to be intimate with, to grow an intimate, deep relationship with. So they stay shallow in every area of their life. You see, the guy who tries to get all the women and the guy who picks one woman, which one's the most mature? Hey guys, what things in your life have forced you to prioritize? What have been the things you've had to choose? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right, the second thing is choice gives feedback. When you make a choice, you get feedback on whether it was a good choice or a bad choice. Either one, you're going to know. Me eating a dozen donuts as a kid showed me that that was not a good choice, and I haven't done it since. I won't say how many I've eaten, but it's not been a dozen. The fresh Krispy Kremes, well, maybe I've gotten close. But later when I was in college, I learned something else. It was a late night study session and I was going to have to cram and do a lot of work. So I went to the store. I was hungry. I bought a thing of chocolate milk and cinnamon rolls and I thought they were going to help me study. Yeah, for about 30 minutes. Then the sugar crash happened and I crashed hard. And what did I do? I learned, don't get that kind of stuff for study sessions. Even when you make a bad choice, you can grow from it. When you make a good choice, you can learn from it. Choice helps us grow because it shows us maybe areas that we need coaching in. Maybe you make bad choices in an area all the time. Well, maybe you can go get help and have someone help you get that good choice because your choices give you that feedback. Your choices show you what you're really living for, not just what you think you're living for. As men, sometimes we can fool ourselves. You can say you prioritize your wife, but if you don't spend time with her, she's not really a priority. You can say you prioritize your kids, but if you don't spend time with them, they're not a priority. You see, your feedback is showing by your choice. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss one when they come out. Okay, the third area is that choice focuses our thoughts. You see, choices require thought. We need that because what it does is it trains our mind. Just like working out builds your muscles, it trains your body. Choice helps our minds grow as men. And when you don't choose, what you're doing is you're stunting your mental growth. You're keeping yourself from really maturing from those choices because you don't get any feedback. You see, men have the capability to have rational thought. Some people think we don't, but we really do. But if we don't work it out, it doesn't grow. It doesn't get better. There are a lot of men today who have issues because they're not choosing. They're just existing or they're just staying busy, but they're not really thinking about who and what they are. It's kind of like the comedy sitcoms. They all have men on them who are kind of goofy, kind of silly, and they kind of make it look like all men are that way, but they're not. But there are men who are like that. But when we start choosing as men, we develop deeper levels of thinking. When we start making those choices and learning from those choices, we learn how to plan our day. We learn how to delay our gratification. We learn how to seek a higher goal for our life than maybe just what we want in the instant. These all come as you learn how to think. And your thinking comes from your choices. And as men, we've got to start making choices. If we really want to develop our minds, if we really want to develop our ability to make a difference in the world, we've got to start choosing and learning from our choices. Hey guys, I want to help you grow as a man. I have an assessment called the 4A assessment. You can link it below and go straight to it because what it does is it helps you choose what areas in your life you need to work on. I think it'll help you. You should check it out, the 4A assessment. Guys, what it is to be a man is to be willing to choose and to grow. And the way you do that is by choosing to do it. You see, a lot of guys are busy. A lot of guys are living distracted lives, but they're not really growing. They're not really moving ahead because they're not choosing to. They're staying busy. They're staying caught up in all kinds of stuff, but they're not becoming the full man they could be. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And that comes from you choosing the right way to go and then continuing to make those choices, learning from the choices. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but you make the choice and you'll develop as a man.